It is Ryan Kevin Uncensored, and we are talking about the life and times of Wanda Smith. And I just wanted to give you a quick factoid. You know, there's different people who were saying how Wanda was discovered, but before he was, you know, doing big things in management here as our program director and all the other titles he holds. Derek Harper was a radio producer, and he was handling Legends way back in the day. So, Derek, can you please tell people how you are the one who actually discovered Wanda?
Well, Ryan, you know, I found Wanda, I think 97 was the year.
Okay.
I think it was right after you left to go to D.C.
Right.
All right. And on the morning show over there at that time, it was it was Mike Roberts and Carol Blackman.
Legendary.
And we had a comedian. His name was Corey Zoo Miller, or Zoo Man.
Zoo Man, yeah.
Okay, Zoo Man got a development deal out in L.A.
with NBC. I remember this.
You remember that?
I remember this,
Okay.
yeah.
So he was leaving, so we needed to find a comedian to replace him.
Mm-hmm.
So I frequented Uptown regularly. We did a lot with the comedians on that show, and we went through a few. We had a few of them sit in, and I went to Uptown one particular night, and Wanda was the host. She wasn't the headliner,
Right.
but she was the host. She was of that particular night, and she was just so wild. I thought she would be a good counterpoint to Mike Roberts, who you know is very straight-laced,
Yep.
and so on and so forth. So we brought her on,
Yeah.
and she killed that first day, and then we brought her back, and the rest is history. So when we hear or when we see these write-ups about, you know, she came on with another morning show, she had been on the air for at least 2 years before that morning show even made it into the market.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, that morning show, when it trained, it came down to when I left that particular station, I went and programmed a station in Macon.
In Macon, yeah.
Okay. The new morning show, they claims that they discovered her.
Right.
They came down to Macon and trained at my station because they had to build up the chemistry
right.
between the new people
Right.
and Wanda. So Wanda had already been kind of established here in the city and established at that station. So
your thoughts on, you cleared that up, your thoughts on, you know, just what she meant to Atlanta radio, because she's gone from being somebody that you helped get started to being the competition to being just somebody who was always in the community. Your thoughts when you talk about programming and the new personalities today, what was it about Wanda that sticks out to you?
Well, she was kind of a sponge. You know, when we brought her on, she was a comedian. And at that point in time, comedians, they just did their quips or they did their little one-offs, and
bits.
then that was the break. But over the years, she developed her skills, you know, into interviewing and so on and so forth. And when she picked that up, that kind of expanded her role on those shows.
Yeah.
Also, just her presence in the community. I think most people that have met her, there wasn't anyone that she approached like she didn't know them or like they weren't a friend. You know, she'd have some jokes for you. She might rib on you a little bit or whatnot, but you always felt comfortable around her. And that's what I take away from Wanda Smith.
So that's Derek Harper. We got more phone calls, 1-844-RYAN-222, 1-844-792-6222. It's Ryan Cameron Uncensored.